Good morning, this is Teacher Terry, and I'm bringing you a little bit of an update about a question, and this is my personal question. Why do people keep supporting bad online companies? Now, I'm just asking this question because a lot of you know it's true, and a lot of you really know it's true, but you haven't really thought about it. There's a couple of companies out there on Glassdoor that have just completely been railed. Now, I've done some research. Most of these complaints are valid. They have happened to people. I'm presently waiting on a final check that will be coming in from, say, ABC. I finally had to give up my last 2 classes so that I could get 2 private classes which pay exactly the same thing in its place. The other thing that I noticed, there's a lot of these sites. There's one particular site on here. I think it's OTC. It's a website for teachers. Now, they do refer people to lots of various companies. I don't know. They've got some kind of a contract because it'd probably be impossible for anyone like that to teach for that many companies, even minimal hours. But what I want you to understand is this. They dropped iTutor. Even their research indicated some of these companies have reputations, proven reputations. For those of you out there who want a quick and easy job online that will take anything, take any risk, go ahead. People like me, though, that's been in the business, we're going to research. We're going to find teachers that actually teach for that company. I am going to talk to a referral monkey because the more happy they are about everything and the more wonderful they are about everything means the less interest I'm going to have in that company because they're doing it to sell it to get a referral fee. Just like a commissioned used car salesman. They're not going to tell you the transmission is actually good but almost bad. They're not going to tell you that it really needs a ring job in the next 50,000 miles. They're not going to tell you the negatives. They're going to tell you the positives. They want that commission. That's what's keeping the industry in such a bad state. Several reasons. But number one, teachers that don't know anything about what they're doing are jumping in trying to get that little quick freeze, that little quick income, and they're killing us. A lot of those teachers are nothing but wannabes that maybe have a TEFL. They're not professional teachers. They've never done it. They're jumping in there because a real teacher that knows what's going on, they're going to avoid these problem companies. See, that's what's happened. Even before COVID-19, everybody on these referral monkeys just rattled it, and then the word went out there, oh my God, there's so much money, there's evil money. And the companies are out there saying, hey, guess what? So we can get a free month's instruction. We can hire somebody, they can teach for us a month. We can get all this money from our students, and then we can not pay our teachers. What are you going to do? You can't do nothing. Can't do nothing. You can complain, you can bitch. You can't even call the government. They can't do anything. They're going to call China. Oh, China, will you please pay our teachers? Oh, this company doesn't exist. Let me tell you, it happens all the time. Why? Because you're not doing your research. I'm angry about this because I know it's true. I know it happens. I'm still getting emails from companies that I applied to. Then I did my research just so I could get in the interview queue. But my research indicated these companies are bad. Bad! A lot of these people kept looking at ABC. Even up to right now, they're trying to apply at ABC, and ABC is going out of business. Why? Because the company isn't saying anything, and there's a few residual courses out there, like I just gave up 2, which was 4 classes for 1 more month. Some new teacher's going to get those. And then after that, there's not going to be any classes. What are they going to do? What are they going to do? VIP kids overhired out the wazoo. You've seen some of my other videos. If a company has to have you do another profile, have you set it up, have the parents choose you, they don't need you. They don't need you. If a company needs you, they get a teacher and that teacher gets booked. That teacher's a contract employee. If they don't pan out, they've got another one they can hire to replace that teacher. But if that teacher's good and getting good reviews, okay, they're going to stay with them. If they're not, they're just going to say, hey, we're going to have to let you go, complaints. They can do that. You're an independent contractor. Those people that need teachers, really need teachers, are going to give you your classes. You're not going to have to be subject to a popularity contest where parents judge you on your looks, your beauty. Are you a girl? Are you a man? Are you young? Are you old? Are you energetic? Or are you calm, guiding, mentorish? You know, you've got to find a balance in there. People, I'm seeing this more and more right now. You're desperate for money, some of you. Oh, I want to get an online job. I can sit at home. I can start working at home and work with my kids and get fat sitting down all day. And I, you know, but then, oh my God, then I'm going to give up my nights. I'm going to have to get up early in the morning, really early sometimes, depending on where you are. I'm not going to be able to take my kids to school. I might not even be able to get my kids from school. I might not be able to fix anybody breakfast or lunch. And oh my God, I've got to redo my whole schedule, but by God, I'll do it to get that money, that easy money where I can sit on my butt and I can teach. A lot of you are thinking that way. It's not an easy job. And it's not getting any better because all of these people flooding the market, the wages are falling down. I used to make $40 an hour. I'm down in some places to $20. I used to make $30-something per lesson, 30-minute lessons. I'm down to 10. Why? Because all the people flooding these markets. Good companies are losing quality teachers, and they're getting bad reputations, and they're going out of business. Similar with ABC, a great company. They started overhiring and getting all these little wannabes, these little debutantes, these little divas, these little monkey shows, you know. And what happens? Quality started falling. Dip Kid, the parent company, said, hey, wait a minute, you know, we're losing market share here because other competition's great. And so ABC went out of business. They didn't stick with their core teachers that had been there the longest. I've been there 3 years. You've heard my story in other videos. I had plenty of classes, had wonderful ratings, and then all of a sudden they started hiring out the wazoo, and suddenly they started combining classes. First indication they were having trouble. And then when they started still hiring, they hired for lower pay to cut their overhead expenses, started taking quality teachers, long-term teachers, giving it to the younger ones instead of stopping the hiring, filling those teachers, and keeping their quality. They weren't thinking about it. They didn't have an insight. They didn't have the brain to understand, stick with what works. 5-1 Talk, same thing. 5-1 Talk got in such a bad state, had a real rocky start, got themselves lined out. One of the best jobs I ever had. I was a free trial teacher. That's all I did was free trials. Wasn't the best, wasn't the worst. I was a good one. Let me tell you what they did. Screwed up tweaking their platform, screwed up with their benefits, screwed up with their policies. So then they started hiring, and some yahoo up there said, hey, wait a minute. Why don't we just quit hiring Native American teachers and we'll go hire Filipinos and pay the Filipinos 1/10 of what they paid the native speakers. Let me tell you, I like the Filipino teachers. They deserve to be paid just as much as we do. And a lot of them are even better than some of us. I know that for a fact. What they do now? They've lowered their overhead, changed their name. They're trying to rebrand themselves. Maybe it's working. I don't know. But I'm going to say this again, and I'm going to keep saying it. Don't go into the online work right now. Get out of it. Do your research. Quit supporting companies that have bad reputations. There's no real jobs on the online industry right now. There's no real wages to be made right now. In the future, maybe. But until you quit flooding this market, you need to realize in some places you can make more money per hour working at McDonald's. Oh, you might not like flipping burgers, but let me tell you what. I'd rather flip burgers and starve to death McDonald's ain't going out of business. I'd like that sustainability, that consistency, that job deal. And you can get promoted. If you think that I'm upset about a lot of things, you're darn right I am. A lot of you people have no business being in the online teaching industry. You're not cut out for it. You're not ready for it. You're not qualified for it. And you're doing nothing in the world but going on a hope and dream that you can get a cushy job at the expense of all the other teachers that's been doing it for years. Now, you may think I'm being rough. You may think I'm being angry. You may think that I don't like I love this industry enough to stand up and tell you the truth. This is the time that this business needs. If you don't have a degree in education, if you don't have a certification to teach education, and there's enough of those people out there to fill these jobs right now, we don't need Teflers that go get a $5 Groupon. We don't need Teflers that think they can teach. We don't need the young, happy, inexperienced bonbon teachers that are just going to be here for a short time and be gone. We don't need that. You'd be better off setting up your home's marketing company, buying clothes and selling them online. That would fit you a whole lot better. Rather than destroy a company, rather than destroy an industry, rather than destroy the lives of teachers that have been dependent and living and doing this work for a long time, get the hell out of here and go get a job you can do. Quit supporting these bad companies so the industry can change, so the industry can get their act together, so the Chinese mentality would say, hey, we can't really be screwing over people that bad anymore. And the American companies that's supporting the Chinese companies suddenly realize, hey, we can get sued over some of this because of our affiliation and the way that we support the actions of the other company. Remember, if they're partners with a Chinese company, and they're breaking the laws in the United States that may be legal in China, they can still be held accountable. Think about it. If you're a victim of racism, ageism, cronyism, whatever it is, if you're a victim of not being paid, if you're a victim of being falsely accused, you have the right in America to go to that company that's stationed in America and put it on them. At least let them know you're thinking about it. But for those of you who have never been online, or those of you who have for a little bit and got a taste of it, kind of like having sex for the first time. It's really scary. You don't know what to do, but 99% of the time, hey, I like this. And you're going to do it again because why? It kind of gets to be an addiction. You're going for that feeling. Online industry, you're going for that quick cash. You're going for that easy money. You're going for that sit at home and in my comfort of my own little room. I like this. This is my comfort zone. I'm really feeling this. You're getting a perception that it's totally, totally good. And it's not. It's not. And it's getting worse until people quit flooding this market. It's like anything else in a capitalist society. When people see a lot of easy money over here, they want to flood that market real quick and get in on it. And the wages fall down, and then the people have to start migrating, looking for another buffet table of income. That's the way it is. And right now, that's where we are. Get off the table. Get out of your seat. Put your fork and spoon down and get out of here and let the people who really have been doing this carry this company so it can get better. It can improve. You can get experience. You can get a better job, or you can get yourself ready to really join into a company, join into a deal where it can grow. This is Teacher Terry, and I'm sorry that I'm being such a jerk this morning, but I just saw 2 more companies go out of business today, and I think it's time for me to just jump up and tell you flat out, it's not the time to get into it. It's certainly not the time to try it for the first time. Get out if you're not qualified and you're not ready. Move out and let us do our jobs. Thank you.